When Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out, Terra made Volcarona an unstoppable threat in OU and Draft League. It didn't take long for it to get banned from OU and from using Terra in Draft League as a result. Ever since, Volcarona has been falling down the Draft League tier lists, drafted only 9 times in Generation 9's biggest Draft League tournament. It is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time in Draft League, however, and in today's BBR video against who, Sunny Day Volcarona is going to be our key to victory. Our opponent this week has drafted a stall team, something that is fairly uncommon in Scarlet and Violet Draft League. We may have overcooked with the first pick of Alomomola, but who still ended up with a very threatening Terra Captain duo of Hydrapple and Hoopa Unbound. Terra Hydrapple in particular has started to catch on to more popularity, with Nasty Plot sets proving to be very difficult to beat. That will be the case here as well, as Terra Steel does a great job of beating our main counterplay in Screamtail. While the team style of stall is unconventional in Scarlet and Violet Draft, whose team does a good job of limiting the value of our Volcarona and offensive tornadus-therian sets in the early game. We're going to need to get rid of either Alomomola or Clodsire to allow them to make the progress we need them to in an endgame scenario. Overall, our team is very well suited to play against stall though, with Samurott Hisui able to get up an abundance of hazards, Screamtail to prevent slow setup, and tornadus-therian to stall break with Taunt and Nasty Plot. If our opponent brings Forretress, our lead is going to be tornadus-therian, looking to get off an early Terra Ghost in the game to block Rapid Spin from Forretress and Serena. Tornadus-therian also doubles as our win condition, with Nasty Plot giving us the opportunity to break through his entire team once Clodsire is down with dual stab coverage. Taunt is our final move, allowing us to taunt lead Forretress and prevent Clodsire from recovering. Our EVs allow us to live Jolly Choice Band Mighty Cleave from Iron Boulder, who's best way to check our Tornadus-therian. With this Calic being fairly exact and Tornadus-therian's utility as a switch into Alomomola flip turn, Heavy Duty Boots is going to be important to keep her HP high, preventing excess damage from entry hazards or getting poisoned by toxic spikes. If Who leaves Fortress on the bench, we are free to lead our Samurott Hisui, looking to get spikes up as quickly as possible to wear down his defensive core. Protective Pads allows us to attack into a Rocky Helmet Alomomola, creating sequences that allow us to get all 3 layers of spikes up. This makes our Spin Blocker and Tornadus-therian even more important, allowing us to keep up hazards and offensive pressure at the same time. The moveset is going to be especially standard this week, with Knockoff to remove key items like a potential Assault Vest from Alomomola, Razor Shell to deal big damage to Clodsire and non-Terra Hoopa Unbound, and Sucker Punch for priority on Iron Boulder. Volcarona is usually taking over games with Quiver Dance, but today we have a Sunny Day Overheat set, taking advantage of Who's limited options to take an overheat in the sun. Unaware Clodsire would be usually how Who's team would deal with Volcarona defensively, but with its Unaware ability, Overheat special attack drops are ignored, allowing a 2-KO in the sun. Heavy Duty Boots is important as always on Volcarona, preventing him from taking the 50% from Stealth Rocks. Morning Sun and Giga Drain round out the set to give longevity and recovery if we use it against Terra Hydrapple, a Pokemon that we can certainly put pressure on given our expectation of Terra Steel. Despite Terra Steel and Hydrapple being the most likely option given this Pokemon, we still have to bring Screamtail this week to prevent Nasty Plot from going crazy against our team. Encore has changed the game with its relevance in the Scarlet Violet metagame, and Screamtail does a perfect job in this matchup, not only against the Hydrapple, but his Mew as well. These turns are important though for Screamtail because it allows us to get in and set up our Stealth Rocks, furthering our hazard stacking game plan. Dazzling Gleam and Flamethrower are our only attacks this week, allowing us to deal damage to both the Mandibuzz and the Fortress respectively. To pair up with our Encore Screamtail and to provide a powerful special attacker, Expert Belt or Chaladon joins the team, with Roar to prevent mid-game Mew sweeps and an assortment of coverage moves to make progress against Who's defensive team. Primarily, we are looking for an offensive Pokemon to come in and attack Mandibuzz, something our team struggled with outside of Tornadus-therian. Draco Meteor plus the Expert Belt boosted Thunderbolt put a lot of pressure on Mandibuzz's HP, likely to always outspeed it, giving our EV spread a natural ability to outspeed it. This helps prevent annoying Roost type changing turns that would make our Thunderbolt neutral. Flash Cannon finishes off the set, punishing Sylveon for trying to come in and take expected Draco Meteors. Crocodile is our final addition to the team, allowing us to check his Iron Boulder. While there is a chance he leaves Iron Boulder at home, the threat is too powerful to not be prepared for on our team. The set is fairly standard, with Knockoff and Earthquake finding themselves on basically all Crocodile sets. Stone Edge allows us to deal some good damage to Mandibuzz, which you can also prevent from roosting with Taunt. With the Calyx being so close against Iron Boulder, we're once again running Heavy Duty Boots to help us maximize the full HP Crocodile through entry hazards. And that rounds out our team for the first battle of BBR Season 9. Shout out to Kaz as always for all of the prep support. Let's get into week number 1. All right, time for BBR week number 1. Who has brought Iron Boulder, Hydrapple Terra, which is Steel. That was the type we were predicting in the team builder. Fortress, Mandibuzz, Mew, and Alomomola. No Clodsire is pretty big here for this matchup. A lot of the prep was kind of focused on kind of taking down that Pokemon, so that prep, we're now going to have to focus on Mandibuzz here. That's going to be a big problem. Alomomola is another Pokemon that's a little bit difficult to manage. But with our Terragos Torn, we're going to get in here, get our Terra off early so we can spin block the Fortress, as well as prevent it from getting up entry hazards here in the early game. There's a lot of random leads that he could lead with. I'm not 100% sure where I think he will go. But we'll see where he leads off with. Jess leads off with the Hydrapple. So I don't have any reason to just not go for the taunt here. I could just because this thing I can just preserve HP on. The only thing I'm concerned with here is if he could just random Fickle be micking me here, and I'm not really I don't really want to risk that. I have no reason to at this point. Obviously going for taunt here would be powerful, but if you just get if he's just choice specs the lead, Fickle beam puts me in a really bad spot. So let's go into Screamtail. He's Terra Steel for this. So one of the likely sets we kind of expected that could come was Mental Herb Nasty Plot here. And if he does use that to try to trade for this, it's actually perfectly fine because we have Overheat Volcarona to revenge kill this after the fact. And he's just going to go straight for the Terra Blast here. So we're going to get some good information on this set here at the very least. Let's see what that kind of gives us in terms of information. That looks to be, he could be timid or have a defensive nature of some sort. The Flamethrower is not doing a lot. I think my best bet here is just to go out into Volcarona here. We don't expect any sort of hit to come out that really pressures us. And Volcarona getting that Pokemon in is going to be pretty good here. So looks like he's just showing straight for damage here in the early game. And he just predicts me with the Earth Power. We're not going to take any damage though from that. Not a problem. So at this point, I mean, who definitely has to switch out? I mean, he could have some sort of random resist berry. That that's definitely possible. Certainly in this spot. He could just go Aloe. I have to start getting my hazards up here at some point. He's going to take an opportunity to flip turn here for free and come into this. This Hydrapple sequence is a little bit unfortunate. I could get a Sunny Day off and start Giga Draining. I'm just going to Overheat. I want to see if he'll give me this. He's not going to, obviously. It's not really a good play. This is going to give me good Aloe information, though. I kind of do want to know what the Aloe is early. That's AV Aloe. Okay, well, that's good to know. Yeah, there's no... Alright, so Saltfest Aloe is good. We were really expecting Rocky Helmet. This is kind of good news for me. In that, I mean, he can't really do anything to me. I could set up a Sunny Day. Flip Turn's going to do a lot. I think I'm just going to go, honestly, into Samurott. Obviously at risk of a Scald here. But in this sequence, I have to start getting up my hazards as quickly as possible. And a flip turn is most likely anyway, and we can take those all day. We're not really worried about this sort of HP. So we're getting into the game a little bit now. It's unfortunate, kind of the Terra Hydrapple lead, and just going straight for the attack has put me under a little bit of pressure that I wasn't intending on being under. But I think we're slowly feeling our way into this game now, and our priority is going to have to be to get a Ceaseless Edge off here to start punishing the Alomomola as quickly as possible. We're going to need that item knocked off as well into the mid game so we can enable our Nasty Plot end game, or yeah, our Nasty Plot end game. Because without Clodsire, the Nasty Plot end game is a little bit easier to enact, but we have to get rid of the Assault Vest. All right, in comes Fortress. This was to kind of be expected. A hazard is certainly going to come up here. I could just go Volcarona and just play the offensive game, continue to like put pressure offensively on his team. The problem is with AV Aloe, that's not really a productive turn to go for. I could go to Screamtail to get up my own rocks. I have to get up a hazard here at some point. Like that's kind of what has to happen here. But I think what I have to do first is get this Terra off. I have to become a ghost type to prevent rapid spin here. Once I do that, once we get our Terra off, Toxic Spikes is fine, actually. That only impacts the, what's it called? That only impacts our Samurott, actually, because we're boots on everything else. And then we have a Steel type in our Chaladon. So we definitely have to get our Ghost off here. That's kind of non-negotiable at this point. He can't really go Hydrapple here. We can go Taunt. I could just... the thing is I can't Nasty Plot here because it's AV Aloe. So I'm just going to get my Terra off and go for the Taunt. He's going to withdraw. And he's going to go into his Terra Hydrapple. So we get our Ghosts off. That's good to know. Good. There's a Toxic Spike up. And now we can Spin Block as we get our Hazards up, which is going to be the next sequence of this game. I think the one thing I kind of wish I did early was get a double off with my Samurott on the Aloe. I feel like it would have been a good opportunity. We get to maybe learn. This is not Mental Herb, unfortunately. So, I mean, at this point, the Steel move is kind of free for my opponent. I think my best play is honestly to go Volcarona because I can Morning Sun off. It covers basically every attack. It covers every attack, even to like double damage Fickle. I mean, I'd get double damage Fickle Beamed, I guess, but I'm pretty unconfident that you go for that click here. I do need to, in theory, preserve my Screamtail to get rocks up. I'm going to go into Volcarona. This is kind of risky, but a lot of the game plan of this Volcarona was to help break down Clodsire and stuff, so I'm actually a little bit okay with playing to this risk. Especially where I have Morning Sun to heal off. He is just going to Fickle Beam. Okay. Well, he didn't he didn't double damage making me there. So that did about like what? Like one... Okay, this could still be modest. I'm a little bit confused on some of the rolls here. But I'm just going to Morning Sun up here. We're definitely in this game for the long haul now. Like, this is the type of play, you know, who is definitely playing to this type of, you know, very offensive game. I'm really surprised he's staying in, actually. Just going for Fickle Beams. He's shaking off the Taunt. I mean, at a certain point, I overheat here, but... I mean, I'm just going to Morning Sun. I think you're eventually... Alright. The third time is a charm, right? Because I can definitely live through these Fickle Beam. How much PP does Fickle Beam have? I'm going to overheat here. Wow, alright. You know what? He just got my ass there. That's tough. Oh, that's tough. Wow. You know what? It's been a while since I played against these sort of defensive teams. Too used to offense, but we'll get ourselves back into it. Thing is, we have to be a little bit more mindful now. I think what I want to do here is go into Screamtail. I think Screamtail is going to be... Like, I'm going to have to take a flip turn here. I don't want to get poisoned on my Samurott just yet. Man, I should have just healed that up. Oh, that's funny. I do need to get my rocks up here. We got to start putting some pressure on. I could go into this, but he went to Fortress last time to get a hazard up. This can at least Flamethrower that slot, so... I'm going to go into this, and I think I have to give up a Pokemon to Hydrapple to get these rocks up. I think I can even get good chip on that, unfortunately. This Hydrapple is putting a little bit of work, but we've used... How many Fickle Beams is that? It's at least 3, so that's going to be good to know. We can kind of PP check that Fickle Beam here a little bit into this game, and because of the HP we're at, we actually can't switch into it. We can switch into it, but not reliably. The priority here still is, I think now the priority is get these rocks up and get a knockoff. Mandibuzz comes in. I mean, I don't necessarily know what you're trying to play to here. You could be trying to go for some random set and like bait me into doing something here, but I have Encore, so I'm just going to set my rocks. There's no reason to get complicated here. Hazards are going to be so important against this team. And if you like Iron Defenses, he's just going to knock off. Okay. sort of expected. But once again, like this Pokemon is at an HP that is kind of, we kind of can't really take advantage of that Pokemon anymore. Is there a beneficial turn here to locking this into knockoff? If I lock this into knockoff, I can bring in the Samurott, Ceaseless. No, but then he just gets a defog after the fact. I think I kind of want to sack and bring in our Chaladon. Actually, I think our Chaladon is going to actually be pretty good here in this spot. And if I can Dazzling Gleam, then I'll just Dazzling Gleam. This will give me a little bit of information, a little bit of chip. So little information on the set there. Foul Play here. So we're going to get out with this level of chip on Mandibuzz, which helps potentially. That looks to be fine. I'm just going to Dazzling Gleam again, right? Like, I'm just going to try to keep this thing low. If he roosts off, then he roosts off. That's definitely Fizz Def here. Alright, so he's going to U-turn. We lose our Scream Tail, unfortunately. But Mandibuzz is at really, really low HP, which is super good now. So, and this gives us a free turn with initiative. So we had to trade off our, what's it called? Our Scream Tail there for kind of minimal value. But its goal here was to keep Hydrapple in check. And it, for the most part, did that. We still don't know what the last move is. There's a good chance that it is Nasty Plot. So we do still have to be mindful of that. But we have our rocks up, and Mandibuzz is at like 40% HP, which is perfect. That was one of the big Pokemon that we were worried about here in this spot being a problem. Now, next priority is get the AV up of Aloe, and then this game really, really starts to open up a little bit for us here. We can start to leverage our Sunny Day, stay in and Giga Drain on Aloe. In comes the Mew. Well, I mean, I'm just going to go, I think I just go into Samurott here, right? What's the worst case that can happen is that he's like Weakness Policy, Agility. Ceaseless into Sucker Punch does a really good job of pressuring that, though. I could go into Crocodile. Crocodile is another option that I have available to me, but I think I need to go for the option that prioritizes getting my hazards up, and that is the Samurott. And what the reason partially that I think he's doing this is because Aloe is such a free switch into this that I think he's probably okay with me going into it. I do have to go for the Ceaseless Edge here though first, and then I'll knock the second turn to get that AV off the Aloe. We do have our Spin Blocker up, so every Ceaseless Edge is very, very free here in this spot. We have real no concern of him removing the hazards. He could go Mandibuzz, but a Ceaseless into Razor Shell at this range of chips should certainly do the trick. Okay, so it's not any Weakness Policy nonsense. And in comes the Forretress. Okay. So we really want to hit this. We do hit this. We get a Spike up, and we can Spin Block with our Torn here. So the one thing that like is a little bit frustrating in this spot is if he is T-Wave, this does neutralize our Torn. But Spin Blocking is so crucial here that I think we have to take that risk at this point. I think that's a risk that we kind of have to accept. He's going to get up his own Stealth Rocks here. So once again, we only have one Pokemon that this really matters for, and that's Samurott. Our Chaladon does resist Stealth Rocks. It does that Pokemon resists Stealth Rocks, and the Samurott has already kind of been neutralized on HP. This is an interesting turn. We've never had this sort of free turn necessarily with the... He's gone Hydrapple every time here. The question is can I put like real pressure offensively on Hydrapple? I kind of want to double here. I think this is going to be an opportunity to double into my Volcarona to start healing back off those Pickle Beams. I think I have to... I don't have to play like this aggressively, but Hydrapple is going to be such a problem in this endgame. And like the worst case, he just goes for like a T-Wave. All right, so we're going to get the Hydrapple here again. And this should be an opportunity to get us back into full HP. He's just going to go to Aloe here, which is kind of odd. Not really the Pokemon that I would have expected. You really put yourself at risk of like a knockoff Breaker Set there by going into that Pokemon. I mean, it's going to work out here for him though, as I don't necessarily have like the best of opportunity like of situations. I mean, he's going to flip here. There's no way he doesn't flip this one off. And I'm just going to take this as an opportunity to go back into Torn here. Let's just keep it simple. I could like heal that off. It's not going to be beneficial. I don't want to reveal too much about my set. And we take that perfectly fine. One thing we have to be mindful though is of the timer. We're 2 minutes behind already. And we'll see what he goes into here. I could see him going Hydrapple. I could see him going Hydrapple. What are the Hydrapple calcs? Yeah. I mean, after a little bit, I kind of do want to chip this Pokemon, but at a certain point, I do kind of just have to go back into my Fickle Beam. Fickle Beam at this point is super free for him. If I go Volcarona, I go Volcarona. And we have to accept that being okay. I don't have another option, I don't think. It's a little bit unfortunate, but once again, as I said, I'm kind of okay with this situation that I'm playing into with the Volcarona now, because there's no Clodsire to be mindful of in the back. And as long as I don't get Mickey'd here, then I can heal all of these off the entire time. So that's 4, by the way. We can count on those. I don't mind just morning sunning up. The next part, these stall games you kind of have to like tackle in like priorities of like what you need to get done first. We've got our first priority done, which is get up a bunch of hazards. Well, we got 2 up. It was to get up hazards was priority number 1. Priority number 2 is getting rid of this thing's AV. That's going to be the next thing that really matters here. Is Giga Drain productive turn here against Alomomola AV? Probably not, because like I'm going to take like 50% from this. I'm going to recover. I'm going to get down to like full like max HP. Or I'm going to get down to a range of HP that kind of hurts. So let's just go Torn. Let's just take our time here. Really need to get an opportunity to get that second and third layer of spike up here. Or find a Nasty Plot turn. Nasty Plot turn can potentially change a lot about this game. He also hasn't got a double on the Fickle Beam yet, which is like pretty fortunate for me. That obviously like really changes things, but he's used half of them right now. So once those half are done, like our Volcarona can kind of just win through it a little bit. The double, I mean, I kind of have to keep doing this. I wish I had a better option, but if I get through all of these, then I also have like less risk with my Torn against this Pokemon, so. Okay, no double up. I don't get Mickey'd by this one here either, so I'm just going to Morning Sun. The one thing I have to really question is what the item is on this Pokemon. Alright. So that's Fickle Beam 4. This is going to be Fickle Beam 5. Still no doubles, which is good. And I'm going to get this Pokemon back to full HP. Yeah, full HP. Perfect. That's huge. That's huge. We've traded a lot of Morning Suns here, but we're back to full HP. That's what we needed in this sequence. We had some dodgy turns there where we could have got doubled up on, but we're at full HP, and Volcarona still has so much that I can do in this battle. There's like realistically, outside of the Iron Boulder, this Volcarona has a lot that it can do that's super productive in this battle. So we'll go back to Torn, eat this flip turn, and like continue this cycle against the Hydrapple, because once it's out of Fickle Beams, then we're just in a good spot. Curious what he goes into here, if he changes it up. I assume not, but like because I'm at full HP. Yeah, I guess not. Like I guess there's no reason for you to change it up. I haven't revealed anything on my Torn yet, right? No, I've literally only clicked Taunt with this Pokemon. I mean, you have to assume at a certain point that like I'm just like a Nasty Plot setup set, but all right, there we go. Fickle Beam. No doubles is crazy, by the way. Like he's literally not doubled up on this at any point. So he's got 2 left. I might have missed like 1 at some point, like to be honest. Like he might only have like 1 more left. But let me get back to full HP. I do in theory want, like with Giga Drain, I don't know if I really need to maximize keeping another one. Alright, if we get this Pokemon out, then we have one more Morning Sun to play with. And he's going to withdraw. Alright. We've almost solved this Pokemon entirely out of Fickle Beam, which is huge. That simplifies this game a lot, actually, because it means my Torn is now good against it, and that's kind of been the entire objective of this sequence. Because I expect Taunt to be one of the last moves. And then we just go straight here into Torn, just keep it up, and then see what other sequence we can find against that Pokemon. I'm curious if he changes it up with one Fickle Beam. I also like could take a Fickle Beam with this Torn, but like a double up is not. Is there like a way I can like actually use the effect in this fucking calc? He's just gonna go back into this. All right. Well, I mean, sorry for the commentary is not exciting right now. Unfortunately, there's not much for me to really commentate on in this battle. Unfortunately, the game is fairly simplified at this point. And he's gonna Earth Power, so he might be out at this point. I could overheat. I kind of want to go back into Torn, honestly. If he's out, then I kind of want to get nasty. I kind of get nastied up here and start putting some pressure. So I'm just gonna go hard into my Torn here. Catch on a double here. Worst case, we have to regen this off, but I'd love to get a nasty plot up and start going to town here. There we go. All right, let's start going. Let's get going. There's obviously an AV here. This AV is obviously very important, but I think you have to hard out here. I think it's very difficult for you not to hard out here on this spot. +4 has a chance to kill after these hazards. So I'm just going to nasty up here. I don't know what you would go into necessarily to punish this. Probably the Hydrapple, and in that case, I'm good with that. So let's nasty up. You probably flip turn. You could knock here, but knock is fine because I'm just going to attack. Yeah, flip turn, perfect. This puts me in This potentially puts me in Jolly Band range of the Iron Boulder. So that'll be telling if he goes that here. It'll let me know if he's Jolly Band or not. But now he can't really go Hydrapple because Hydrapple just gets 2-hit KO by Terra Blast. I guess you can go Hydrapple. You do get 2-hit KO by Terra Blast here. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take my 2-hit KO with Terra Blast here, I think. He might be playing to some sort of, what's it called? Like Akaberry Heatwave thing. But like, I'm just going to take this with Terra Blast. Okay, that is... Okay, with Giga Drain, that's not a 2-hit KO. Okay. We're keeping this Pokemon low though, and this is a free opportunity to go back into my... I think with the sequence I go for here is I go Volcarona. I go Volcarona into Samurott Hard on the Alomomola and go for a knockoff. I don't know if I necessarily regret going for that. With their generator, I have so much HP to play with that I'm kind of good with whatever. Earth Power is a good click there. But you can't really risk going for much else. So I'm going to go hard into my Samurott here and just make an aggressive play here to take advantage of this Hydrapple. Because I don't think you can stand... You're not Giga Draining at least. That much I do know. And he does withdraw. Perfect. I like it when a plan starts to come together. I love it when a plan starts to come together. I kind of want to knock. I mean, you got to hard this guy out, right? Like, there's no way. There's realistically no way you stand to eat this knock. But I think the likely... With the second spike not being that valuable, I got to take an opportunity to get it here while I can. Wow, you gave me the item? Wow, give me the AV's crazy work. I did not really expect that to go how it did. AV gone on that Pokemon is game-changing, actually. No more AV. And now, that like Torn we're going to have to regen back up a little bit to start cooking more. But once we get another couple spikes up, we can attack through a Giga Drain here on that Pokemon. One thing I do have to be mindful of, I need to keep this Pokemon in the back. Ooh, does this just... This is Boots, right? Okay. What is the Calca versus... What is this? Mandibuzz. So he's probably just going to Roost here. Is his last move, I bet. So I'm just going to go hard into our Chaladon. He could have a last move what's it called? He could be last move defog, but with the way that he's playing this game, I think it's just going to be Roost. I think it's just very likely to be Roost. It is Roost last, okay. So our hazards are going to be up for the rest of the game. There's no random defog on this, and we're going to get the opportunity to go for a Thunderbolt here, which will be super, super good to help keep this thing low. I am running out a little bit of tools here. I need to find a way to get the rest of my hazards up here, unfortunately. He goes into this. This is the Mew, right? This should tell a good amount about the Mew. This is just spit F Mew, I think. This is probably just spit F Mew, which means it's an opportunity to get in my... What would you go here? I think it's an opportunity to get in my Torn and to heal off some of this, regen off some of this HP. It's hard to overstate how much the knockoff matters here. The Willow here doesn't really matter a lot. It's obviously frustrating. So this is just Stallbreaker Mew. Like, this is obviously kind of annoying, but at the end of the day, I kind of don't really mind this. He could go into Hydrapple here. I think he has to switch. Hydrapple is an option. Now that I know that it's not defog, I know this Mandibuzz. What is the Mandibuzz versus... I kind of want to get another Spike Up. I think another Spike Up would be super crucial. Or I can just double out into Crocodile. Crocodile is not a Pokemon I'm even able to get going here at all yet. I think I'm going to just double into Volcarona, actually. I think Volcarona is going to be a good way to keep pressure up on this Pokemon, because I think you kind of have to switch out. He's just going to Hex, okay. I take nothing from Willow Hex. And now I can Morning Sun. I could just Giga Drain this off, actually. I think there's a good chance you just go Alomomola here. You could have like Psyshock here as a way to deal the last little bit of damage. But if, like, am I playing around that at this point? I don't think I'm playing around that at this point. I do have speed anyway. Like, I'm recovering. I'm just going to Giga Drain here. Yeah, he's going to withdraw. That's going to be a quick withdraw out into the Alomomola, which I'll get the opportunity to get some good HP back on. That's huge. I get to click it again too here. Big turn to get that Giga Drain off. That's a lot of HP back as well that we don't need a Morning Sun off, and you have to switch. Question is where do you go here? You probably go Mandibuzz here if I had to guess. Mandibuzz is your most likely play. You can't sack this Pokemon off just yet. I can get the Sunny Day. I think I honestly just want a Sunny Day here. I don't think you sack this Pokemon because this Pokemon is so crucial to your game plan. Alright, Sunny Day is huge. If he goes Mandibuzz, this could be game changing. This looks like the Mew here, okay. So it's just Boots. I get a Sunny Day off and I get a nasty Overheat here. You do not want to switch into this Overheat. That much I do know. This Overheat is going to do a boatload of damage to something. His only real switch into this Overheat is going to be Iron Boulder, and I don't know if you necessarily want to risk Iron Boulder like that. So I think it took us a while, but this is finally our opening to get something going here in this battle. Alomomola is super low now. Yeah, he has to switch. He goes into Mountay. This is the Forretress, right? Yeah, Forretress sack. There is no risk of spinners ruining my day anymore into this battle. There we go. Big Overheat. Needed something to go right. That's our first Pokemon down. 35 minutes in the recording. We finally kill a Pokemon. We'll take that though. We really needed a sequence to go our way. And this was one that definitely went our way. Now we're at -2. We're at -2. So Alomomola with no AV. He's just going to go into Mew here. I mean, Mew can kind of just like shrug a lot of this off at this point. So Willow Hex. Do I just go into my, what's it called? My Samurott here? Willow Hex, Hazard. I'm just going to go into Samurott here. At this point, I could go into Torn, but I got to keep that Pokemon at a little bit higher HP than that. I could expect a move to come out here to hit the Volcarona, which would be in turn neutralized by this. He just goes for the knockoff, which we will live. We will live the poison as well. Lose our protective pads, but we get one more. Oh, I do die to poison. Oh yeah, it's poison, not toxic. That's fine though. It was realistically not like an opportunity. We're going to get that Pokemon in again. Realistically, the rest of this battle. I think I'm just going to go Torn here. So he's Willow. Oh, I can't go Torn because he's Willow Hex. I can honestly just go back into Volk. Let's just drop another fucking Overheat. You have no switch into this. I might as well take another one with me. I might as well just take another Pokemon. He can go into Iron Boulder. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's claim another Pokemon here. And this opens our Torn endgame up so nicely. Anything we can do to simplify our Torn endgame is super crucial here. Because you have to go Boulder, like realistically. And like a Boulder probably takes a shit ton from this anyway. The Iron Boulder takes like a like 35 to 41. So this is takes like half of its HP to do this. And we get to burn a booster potentially. So we don't burn a booster. That did a lot of damage. Damn. That is good news for us. At this point, I mean, our answer is to go into Crocodile here and get an Intimidate off. He can go for an aggressive close combat. We're perfectly fine with that. That I'm okay with every day of the week. And then we get to go for the knockoff on the Mandibuzz. Remove that Boots, and everything starts to open up from here. The only thing left to really do to win this game is to... Somehow Hydrapple needs to get chipped. I actually don't think the Hydrapple chip matters at this point. So Earthquake does like 100. Iron Boulder, Intimidate, Earthquake. It looks just to be Jolly. Close Combat can never kill here. Close Combat never kills from this range, given the amount of damage that he did with Earthquake. What did he do? He did 101. He can be Adamant, actually, I guess. Adamant, this kills like only 2 times, so I'm just going to knock off here. He's going to withdraw. That looks to be Choice then. Does that die after... That doesn't die after Hazards, I don't think. I'll take a knockoff here. This knockoff is super good. Boots are gone. I'm just going to taunt this Pokemon, honestly. No reason to give it an opportunity to heal up. I do need to use this as an Intimidator still for that for the Boulder, but now that we know that it's set, I think it's actually pretty likely that I don't actually think I have to worry about that Pokemon too much now in the face of... Alright, so he knocks off my Heavy Duty Boots, that's okay. I think I just keep this Pokemon low. I guess I probably should have just went out actually into this first. It was just a mistake, I think. Unfortunately. But I think that doesn't matter actually because we've got so much damage on this team. We're going to be able to set up this endgame pretty efficiently with... we got a Stamina boost here, which is nice. I don't think it'll matter too much, but I think our Torn endgame here is pretty close to being locked in. Pretty close to being locked in. I don't think that's Jolly Choice Band, the damage on... yeah, it can't be Jolly Choice Band, actually, which is super important. I think I'm honestly just going to drop a Draco on this Pokemon. Like, what reason would I have not to? You could just heal it off, I guess. Last move, what is my time at? 4, okay. Let's lock in for the last few minutes here. I honestly think I'm just going to Draco. I want to just push as much damage as I can onto this Pokemon. Willow is fine, yeah. I'll take a Willow and then a free turn into Crocodile to click knock off. That's great. That's good for me. That's really, really good for me. I could go back into this actually. No, I think I'm honestly just going to go back into Volcarona. Volcarona has proved that it's either this or Volk. It's not Jolly Band, so I think I probably can go Crook actually. No, I think I'm going to go Volcarona here. I think I go Volcarona on... Ooh, what do you switch out into? Wow. Dude, I look like I'm him right now. That's a really good turn for me. I look like I'm him with this switch. Wow, that's such a good turn for me. And now Alamomola cannot come in here on this turn. I can just set up the Sunny Day again, to be honest. Fuck it, why not? Right? Like, if he goes... He can't go Aloe. He can go Mandibuzz. I actually think I just raw overheat here. Because I think he can go Mandibuzz here. I think, like, if I overheat and he goes Mandibuzz, I think, like, that it kind of lowers a little bit of the risk here. If he goes Aloe, overheat will kill now that the AV is gone. Oh, I just get the Hydrapple. Nice. There we go. Perfect. Hydrapple down. And now the pieces are... Everything's starting to slowly fall apart here. For who? We got the Fortress. We got the Hydrapple. Iron Boulder is pretty neutralized here from this point. And he's got like a Mandibuzz Aloe. Fucking voice crack. Wow. Holy... That was bad. He's running out of pieces here offensively to pressure my team. So Torn should hopefully be able to kind of lock this one up. I get a nasty plot off and I beat the rest of his team. Well, he's gonna go here, so he's gonna want to regen this off. What move punishes something the best here? There's no way you just sack this. I think he probably goes into... I'm just going to go into Archaludon, actually, because I think you just switch out here. You never risk flip turn. Like, you still just died to Giga Drain. And then I keep pressure up against Mandibuzz. I mean, I guess I don't necessarily see the vision in that play, but... I mean, I'll actually take this, because this is still pretty bad for... this is still pretty bad for who? Because, like, I am at +1. He could go into Iron Boulder here. Iron Boulder doesn't get killed here. Or Archaludon doesn't get killed. So he probably has to have Roost here, right? Like, I don't see the vision of coming into this guy unless you have Roost. So I'm just going to drop a Draco. Oh, yes, he's just going to Hex me. Okay. Well, I got a lot of bulk here. I probably should have not Draco and gone for another click. All right, we don't miss. Mew down. And now this game is getting pretty academic pretty quickly. I probably... Do I need to keep this to beat the Mandibuzz? No, I don't think I do. Not at this point. J-Scarf comes out. Alamomola. Alamola's going to try to fight its way back up to full HP. That's not really going to matter. I think I'm going to Roar here. I'm going to Roar here. So if he goes into Boulder, then he dies on hazards the next time he comes out. I'm actually going to Roar here. Because I think, you flip turn. You probably go Iron Boulder here, I imagine. Or I at least force the Boulder in. I sack this off, go Crocodile, and I'm okay with that sequence. Please go Boulder. I think that is the Boulder. No, that's this thing. Well, this actually helps too. I think either way, that actually is a positive play for me. All right, Aloe comes in. I think I do the same play. Actually, no, this thing is gonna die, right? This thing doesn't die to flip turn, actually. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do the same thing, prevent this turn. All right. No, this is fine. This is fine, because if it goes Iron Boulder, I'm actually okay with anything that happens here. All right, this is probably perfect scenario, I think. Because now I can go into Volcarona and over... Oh, I guess I don't even fucking die. That's hilarious. Wow, 1 HP, eh? Does that change anything here? I think I just T-bolt this. Thunderbolt's doing enough here that I'm actually keeping it in range of overheat, so I'm just gonna Thunderbolt here. Oh, I'm faster? Oh yeah, I'm faster, dude. This thing's naturally faster. Alright, we'll take that. There we go. Big kill on Mandibuzz. Aloe is the only Pokemon left, and I can go Torn here, actually. And I should be able to win this game here. From this spot. I guess he has to pick first? Oh no, it's a fucking double down. I might as well just delete my account. I don't know how to play this game. I feel like I go this. I'm actually going to go this, because I have sacks. If he goes Aloe. He's going to go Aloe. I mean, this isn't killing, but Anything to keep this Pokemon as low as possible, I think is probably the preferred thing to do. So we know he's not Jolly Choiced either. I'm just going to Terra Blast. No reason to get crazy with it here. Yeah, Hurricane was never killing there. Mirror Coat. That is dicey, actually. I do kill this, though, and I do get a last Mon Intimidate. So going for a Terra Blast is actually pretty good here. I am going to die to the burn if I do this. But I go Crocodile, and I can go double... Fuck, this is annoying, actually. Did I throw this endgame into Mirror Coat? Because I go... No, I think I'm going to take this Pokemon. Oh, this is Aqua Jet too? Fuck, dude, I'm not even thinking straight right now. Oh, that's not good. Definitely wasn't thinking about this end sequence properly. I think it's still fine, though, because I just go Volcarona and Giga Drain every time. Yeah, I just Giga Drain here every time. Flame Body is funny. And then I just sack this, and I think I'm fine with Crook in the back. Because it's not Choice Band. No, I might not be against CC. Oh, this just dies? This just dies to hazards, doesn't it? No, it doesn't! Fuck! Oh my god. Did I choke this game somehow? Could I have done something differently? I mean, I have to stay in, right? I'm just going to Giga Drain here. Yeah, it's such a frustrating potential end game here that I wasn't necessarily prepared for, especially with the rocks damage I'm going to take. Earthquake. Yeah, not happy with this. I don't know if it mattered necessarily in the end. I should have just gone Volcarona, I think, but... He could just not have CC, I guess. I'm pretty sure CC is just killing here either way, right? Yeah, CC kills here anyway. Oh, he's not? Is he? He's Choice Scarf. Okay. Oh my fucking god, man, dude, come on. I should have figured he was Choice Scarf too, the way he played it. That makes sense. That's so dumb. Choice Scarf EQ fucking kills in the end. I think I played that one okay. I think I waffled in the end game a little bit. In a situation I should have been fine in. Like I could have just made like a move. I could have done something maybe differently there, but I actually don't think it mattered in the end. I think I played that one fine. But wow, getting crit at the end sure is troll. To lose week 1 of the BBR. Wow. That's I guess a most crit rolls kill there, but hey, you know what? Not much you can do. Them's the breaks. That's Pokemon. We play against Adele next week, and so that'll be a good one, hopefully, to get us back on track. But hey, it is what it is. It's Draft League. We've got some games like that our way. It is what it is. So that's all for today. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see y'all later.